For someone who has a darker complexion, sunspots and stuff like that, when they're doing the NADH regularly, consistently, that once a month, once a week push, the IM push, they're able to see their dark spots actually
Oh,
fade
wow, that's
away that you
interesting.
can't get from NAD plus because it's direct energy conversion.
Yeah.
Everything that we need in our system needs ATP production in order for everything to function
Right.
because you're getting it straight through NADH, and NADH works in that first complex of our electron transport chain.
Mhm.
Once that electron is being donated directly into mitochondria, the ATP release is immediate. So that's where you see the biggest difference.
What if aging isn't about slowing down, but leveling up? I'm Dr. Isaac Jones. This is the Longevity Leaders Podcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rudy Mueller with the Longevity Leaders Podcast. I'm here today with Claire Martinsen. She is the COO and co-founder of BioBloom. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. I'm really excited to dive into this conversation because everybody is focused in on mitochondria.
Mhm.
Everybody's interested in what's going to help the mitochondria improve and what's going to help us with longevity. So at BioBloom, just give me a little bit of background of like maybe what got you into and what does BioBloom do? And then I've got some more specific questions I'd like
Yeah.
to ask.
So I'm going to make my long story short.
Okay.
I studied biology at UC San Diego and I had a late diagnosis of ADHD. Didn't realize it when I was in college. My goal was actually to be a trauma surgeon.
Okay.
Couldn't finish my schoolwork because of the undiagnosed ADHD, and I was misdiagnosed with depression. And I was like, no, screw that. That's not like what happened. So I got myself actually into the firefighting side of work. And then
Really?
yeah,
Interesting.
because of the randomness
Right.
and the long hours, and because it's very randomized, so it gave me dopamine. It gave me that immediate release of dopamine whenever I got woken up for a call.
Yeah.
So I liked it. And then I was getting involved with the paramedic side. That was actually what I was trying to go for with LA County Fire Department.
Okay.
Got hired, but unfortunately got pregnant. So I had to pull away from that and then went into my family's business, which is also random because we distribute. So I get to pick out random products every season. And that also helped with my dopamine release. But when I gave birth to two of my babies, that's when everything kind of started to fall
Mm.
like downhill. That's when I realized something deeper is going on myself. So I kind of landed with this health product randomly. It was almost like the universe threw it at me, be like, girl, you need help.
Yeah,
Try
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So it was my mom and my aunt. They were in the back room doing some kind of injections. And I asked them, what are you guys doing? They said, oh, it's good for you. It's going to make you young. Just do it. And I'm like, yeah, but what is it? They couldn't explain it. So they gave me the little vial and I started to look into it. Back then, NAD plus was still a new topic. You can barely find any kind of sourcing information about it. And what we had was even crazier than that. On top of it, it was called NADH. Same thing, but no information on it. So I had to dive deep back into my biology books to truly find out what it was. And then I realized I kind of like hit a gold mine. And I was like, okay, let me help you guys, develop the marketing strategies and also kind of bring this project out into the market. So that's how I found it. And it's been a passion ever since. And it's helped myself with my own ADHD. And honestly, I cannot live without this product.
That's awesome. So when you were doing the injections in the back room, right? Was it sub-Q injections? Were they doing IVs? How were
Oh,
they?
they were doing it intramuscularly.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
IM.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And so that's a really cool story. I mean, I like the progression and then the realization that the reason that you had success and were liking these things was because of the dopamine hits and that was making you feel like, okay. And so now you have two children,
I do. I have two toddlers,
two toddlers. All right.
a
How old?
2 and a 4-year-old.
2 and 4. All right. I've got a 4-year-old as well. So we're going through some similar things right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. And I'm glad that I have NAD as a supportive agent while
Mhm.
dealing with that as a parent. So talk to me a little bit about BioBloom and like, is it NAD? What's the difference between NAD and NADH? And what makes BioBloom unique?
Yeah, so when I first found the name, I was thinking about, what helps us from the inside. So BioBloom essentially is bloom from within.
Sure.
We have to bloom within ourselves in order for us to recover, to heal from all things externally that we've been affected by it. The biggest difference between NAD plus versus NADH is you still have to think of NAD plus as a precursor. It's not readily to be used energy once it goes into our system. It still takes that conversion rate. But NADH is that reduced form, that optimized energy. The moment you get it, your body absorbs it, the mitochondria takes it in order for us to produce our ATP.
Awesome. Okay, so with the reduced form, the NADH, are we able to do that IV? Are we able to do that sub-Q, IM? What's the best way to receive it?
So we're able to do it IM. IM essentially takes away the IV infusion because one NAD plus takes about 3 to 5 hours depending on how our body can take it. So I actually learned this from another doctor. He told me that the reason why our body feels those type of feeling is essentially our immune system is actually combating it. It's fighting it because it's recognizing it as a foreign substance. NADH, however, is the reduced form that our body is able to absorb it at 100% potency. So we don't feel any of those side effects, no chest tightness, no anxiety, no feeling like our legs are going to fall apart. So essentially by doing it intramuscularly is the equivalent as doing an IV form. So NADH only takes about a minute for the IM way. And then you can also do it subcutaneously, microdosing it. Same protocol as the peptides that we're currently using. And also there's another way that we formulated, which is the patch form. So it's very traditional, simple banded-like patch. You slap it on your wrist. And because I chose the wrist area because it's got the thinnest layer of our skin and is able to pull the substance at a faster pace, goes directly into our bloodstream. So our patients are able to feel it within about 30 minutes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, we've all been through, a lot of people have been through the NAD IVs, right? And I mean, I've been in my office pushing 500 milligrams and just like trying to get it done in a half an hour, 40 minutes, and like feeling my legs go numb, my arms go numb. I have not tried NADH, so I'm very, very interested in this. So with the IM injections, is that something that people like obviously each person is an individual, right? So, but is it something like a general protocol would be once a week, once every day? Would it like walk me through the different modes of transport
Yeah.
and like how they support each other and
So as we age, we all know that NAD molecule starts to decline in our system. When we first start the protocol, it's kind of like taking creatine. You stack it in the
Sure.
beginning, right? All the proteins, you got to stack a lot for your body to start recognizing, hey, I have it. And so when you're doing it intramuscularly, the first month of that protocol is once a week. But after that first month, we're able to do it once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, once a month. And that's the standard dose, usually just the same as the IV bags.
is it the same like conversion milligram wise? Like
No, it's not. You actually need less
think so,
NADH
yeah.
versus NAD plus. NAD plus, you're pushing 500 milligrams. You're wasting about like 50 to 60% of it because your body's ridding of it.
Yeah.
And for NADH, because you're using all of it and it's at 100% bioavailability, we only need 50 milligrams in order to do the exact same thing as the
Very
500
interesting.
milligrams. Yeah.
Okay.
And so when we do it subcutaneously, that one vial that's going to last them once a week doing it intramuscularly, now you're able to last it for a whole month. So we do it 50 units twice a week.
Okay.
And then the patch, I use it more so like an add-on supplement whenever I'm traveling. I use it to combat my flight fatigue, the time change, and also all the germs and the nasties around me on the plane.
Yeah. So when I've done the NAD, I feel great for maybe 72 hours after that, after struggling for an hour or so, right? So I always wonder, like, I try to do it to boost some energy, to boost mental clarity before coming to like things like this and events and stuff. So this seems like a much more long-lasting, more beneficial experience. If you were to compare the benefits there, okay, you've done NAD before.
I've only tried it a few times just because I couldn't handle it. And also I have ADHD.
Yeah.
And people that have
Sitting
like,
there for 2 hours. Yeah.
I couldn't.
I
And
get
then
you.
the people like us, we already utilize a lot of ATP out of our system, and that conversion crashes us out. We
Yeah.
don't get the benefit of the energy productivity. Instead, we're pulling more energy away from our own system, trying to convert. At the end of the day, we're getting the same energy that we eventually started with.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So in talking with other people then maybe that have had NAD, they like it, now converting them over to NADH, will that benefit that, NAD high and that you're seeing after the infusion, is that something that you're seeing more long-term with NADH or are people noticing anything like that? Or
If you're a medical doctor, nurse practitioner, chiropractor, or other health expert that's stuck in a broken system, there's a better way. The Freedom webinar shows you a proven 5-step system to build a 7-figure virtual health practice or how to modernize your current brick and mortar practice without the burnout. Learn to create high-ticket programs, automated income, residual revenue, and attract clients ready to work with you. Book your $1 Million Strategy session today by clicking the link in the description.
Yeah, so essentially NADH, one of the biggest difference that I've seen people notice is that for someone who has a darker complexion, sunspots and stuff like that, when they're doing the NADH regularly, consistently, that once a month, once a week push, the IM push, they're able to see their dark spots actually
Oh,
fade
wow, that's
away that you can't get from NAD plus because it's direct energy conversion, right?
Yeah.
Everything that we need in our system needs ATP production in order for everything to function.
Right.
Because you're getting it straight through NADH, and NADH works in that first complex of our electron transport chain. Once that electron's being donated directly into mitochondria, the ATP release is immediate. So that's where you see the biggest difference. And also a second one is for a lot of us females, we like that feeling of skin tightness. A lot of people start feeling that tightness around their jaw, around their forehead, and the diminish of their fine lines.
Okay, nice.
And for me personally, by using it on a prolonged term, there's also no on and off protocol because it's at a reduced form and it's not toxic to our system, causes no oxidative stress. You can use it on a prolonged term. I'm able to actually get off of all of my medications from it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So because there's no immunogenicity to it, it's part of it found there. Okay, that's really cool. Nice. So what about for the most common patients or clients that are going to be needing this for, fatigue, fibromyalgia, autoimmune, everyone?
Everyone. Yeah, literally. So someone that comes up to me like, I need more energy, NADH. I'm constantly fatigued, NADH. I have autoimmune system issues, NADH. I'm on hormone therapy replacement. I'm always, they feel that fatigueness, NADH. And there's also moms that are struggling with depression, anxiety, also NADH. I have sleep issues, NADH. It's because it's an overall mitochondrial healing and every single part of our cells have it, NADH does the job.
You got to be a sponsor for like the housewives of whatever.
Housewives, I'm here.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I'm definitely going to want to sit down and talk with you more and see how we can start integrating this into our clinic. We do utilize NAD as IVs. It does suck though. Our patients see great results. Most of them. I'm going to actually say most of them see great results. We definitely have a couple of those that I'm curious if the ADHD type of symptomology is more of a clue that they are not going to function well with it. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So to have another form where they can be done from the comfort of their own home, if they can do IM or even sub-Q is a really nice benefit. So
yeah. And also for all the clinics and the doctors that are currently doing the NAD plus IV infusions, it takes you guys about 3 to 5 hours to turn over a chair.
Yeah, right.
When you're doing it IM, takes about 5 minutes. The exact amount that you can make, you can make it at a faster pace and you can bring in more clients this way.
Yes, excellent. There's one other thing that I wanted to ask you. With the NAD, so for testing, have you done any of the NAD testing, like this is just out of pure curiosity, Ginfinity testing?
Not here in the States. We're currently partnered with a professor that's out in Hong Kong. I had the opportunity to meet him here at one of the health clinics in Los Angeles, and his family are actually very involved in longevity, and they're actually investing in stem cells. It's been like millions and millions of dollars invested, but failed. And when they discovered our product, NADH, he was very interested. So we decided to partner with him, and he's currently doing clinical studies. And what's interesting is that with the NADH, what he found was that for a lot of his elderly patients that are 70 and above, he's actually able to elongate their telomeres at the end of their DNA.
Oh, that's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'd be curious to see like a partnership with like True Diagnostics and seeing what kind of things would change there. And then there's another one called Ginfinity, which looks at NAD levels in the patient.
Yeah.
Right. And seeing what kind of results you're getting there. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I would think that because of the reduced form, there's less toxicity chance, obviously. And then, we're not going to be pushing it to super physiological levels either, right? So,
correct.
Yeah. So the final question here is, if practitioners are interested in learning more about BioBloom, if a client or patient is watching and is interested in finding a practitioner that does it, is there a resource or what's the best way for them to contact?
Yeah, so we do have a website, biobloomed.com. You're able to find a lot of information on there. You're able to submit a contact form where we also have a site specifically for our professions, doctors, clinicians, PAs, NPs. Once you fill out that form, I'm able to give you access to your own site where you can see your own special rates.
Okay.
And for those of you clinic or clients that are interested, I do host a Shop LC live TV program once a month. Yeah, you're able to watch and catch the program on YouTube, on TV, on a bunch of different broadcasting channel networks. We do it once a month and we're able to sell our NADH patches at a huge discounted rate. So for those people that are interested but are afraid of the injection forms, I would say definitely catch Shop LC for our monthly live hostings.
So Shop LC.
Shop LC.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And then also find me on social media, on Instagram. I'm super active on there. Is Where to Claire, WHERETO, and then CLAIRE.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Claire. It was an
Thank you so
absolute
much.
pleasure to have you.
Yes, it was great.
All right.
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thanks for listening to the Longevity Leaders podcast. Our Longevity Leaders community is on mission to transform 100 million lives by 2040. If you enjoyed this show, please share this with somebody that you know, especially another doctor or physician, but also click that follow button. Until next time, stay strong and live long.